Ah. Aiden had so much more time to let her through. Straights aren't exactly short, you know what I mean? Oh no. Dang it. Oh, I think I hit him that time, shit. It's almost like last year where Aiden just doesn't... He has this... Like... He has this thing where... He just can't... I don't know what it is. For fuck, look at that! The AI is so bad to race with. That's way too defensive. It's way too defensive when I'm like almost on for a move, more or less. I'm gonna finish in the top 8 by the way. I'm actually gonna do this rather easily.
And that's just 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Oh my god. That is definitely Aiden's problem. That is definitely his fault. He could have let her through a lot sooner. The straights aren't exactly fucking short, you know what I mean? I love Aiden, but he just has these moments that just don't make sense. And that's one of them. What's the orange thing on the left side of the hub? You see that? You guys see a couple of lines there? Is that braking? Yeah, it's the braking, but there's like a... There's like a couple of orange lines either side of the brake marker. Oh, look at my speed down the straight. This is actually decent. That wasn't just another butler. Callie did nothing wrong, I don't think. Aiden could have made that a lot easier than he did. But, oh, why am I letting it through on the exit? Like, dude, you could have done it before the corner. You see what I'm saying? Oh, fuck. Oh god, I kind of semi-locked up there. I was lucky to stay out of the wall. Just another butler, yet that was clearly Aiden's fault. He doesn't like taking a lot of blame, does he? He's not a person that likes taking blame very much. See, the reason I sympathized with Aiden a lot in the last story was because Butler, we knew what... I'm gonna do that again. Oh, you... Nah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I thought I was gonna pass him and I ended up knocking him. That was my bad. Probably not making a good advert for myself, am I? You know, in online racing. But I don't really do a lot of online racing anyway. Yeah, the reason I sympathized with Aiden a lot in the last story was because Butler was like instigating him. He was stirring the pot. You know, it was Butler doing that. Now Butler's not here and Aiden is still being a bit of a problem unintentionally. It was like I said, there was so much more. There was so much space and time for Aiden to just ease out of the throttle and let her through. Why he did, I don't know. I'm going to do this bonus, by the way. I'm not even sure how.
Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Is he pushing too hard though? I wonder if, because they did ask if the Big 3 snub affected Aiden somewhat. Butler said, well, that's no secret. So maybe he is feeling the effects of that. Maybe he's trying too hard to prove himself. It's like, dude, just be calm. I can understand Aiden's frustration. I can. Because the car always seemed to break down on him or something else. Canada was his fault. And now we know Hungary wasn't like Butler's fault. We know that that wasn't his fault, but we'd understand why Aiden is frustrated because he doesn't know that Butler is suffering with the problems he was. So we can give Aiden the benefit of the doubt there because he didn't, you know, he was frustrated with Devon, but he didn't know what Devon was going through.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
So I can understand that. But this was, again, it was just his fault. There was no way, there's no reason why to do it on the exit. And you could just ease out of the throttle slightly on a straight. There was no one behind them either. So it's not like Butler, it's not like Jackson was going to lose more places than just to Cali. You know? I wonder what Ackerman's going to think of that. Because I know he's like Jackson's fan, but he's also like Callie's mentor and everything. This game is skipping bad, dude. I don't know if anyone on PC is also having this skipping issue. Anyone that is, let me know. I don't think Time Lady is.
Okay, fantastic.
But I'm not sure. She hasn't really said anything. So I'm not sure if she's like having these problems. I don't think so. Because we did Qatar and Vegas when the game would come out around midnight on the PlayStation, and I don't think it froze up so much. So maybe it's a problem with the PC port. Like we said, the PC port was the worst port of the 3 last year, you know. I'm almost tempted to download the game on Xbox. Through Game Pass, because I'll have a 10-hour trial of the game, obviously, on through EA Play. I'm almost tempted to do that and see if it does the same thing on the Xbox. I don't think it's my PC because no other game is skipping. The game was skipping even when I wasn't recording, so I don't think it's anything to do with the fact I was recording at the same time. I don't think that's it either. Oh my god, I hate when the AI do that. Fucking powerful DRS, dude. We never saw the maneuver that Casper mentioned. Casper mentioned a few chapters back. We never saw that maneuver at turn 14. Even on the straights, it's just skipping and everything, dude.
Final lap, push.
But yeah, I'm almost tempted to download it on Xbox to see if like this freezing problem like is a thing. But like I said, even when not recording, it did skip a little bit. I mean, it could be maybe I'm running my graphics too high, but I don't know. No other game does it. That's the thing as well. Like, I go back to 22 and it's not skipping at all. I will be going back to 22 after doing this story because obviously I've got to do that and catch up in terms of like uploads to get to the Hungarian Grand Prix before the season takes a break and I do my F23 first part of the next chapter, as it were. I think it's going to be like chapter 3.2, I think it is, something like that. It's going to be like chapter 3.2 or something, because we're on chapter 3, because obviously we had the F2 2020 season. We're going to pass Alonso on the final straight, right on his rear wing. We're going to have DRS. soak up the battery. Why not? It's the last lap. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me.
All right, race over. Take
Okay, I
the
think.
car on the way in.
I think to be fair. Alonso had DRS as well, so he's probably using DRS to keep ahead.
Centered around Connor Sport.
Absolutely, a bittersweet race for them today. One historic debut, one DNF. I mean, you couldn't write it.
And talking of that debut, what did you make of Callie Mayer's first ever start?
Well, I am so excited to see Callie racing in F1. It is great for the sport. She is a phenomenal talent. I can't wait to see what the season
She's going to be
holds and her
susceptible
career
to
as
the
a whole.
trolls now,
And
I
if
think.
today is anything to go by, the name
Well, at least she
Callie
would be
Mayer
in real
is one
life.
that we'll be watching with a lot of interest for many years to come. And here we are.
But like I said, it doesn't skip all the time either. It doesn't skip during the cutscenes or during the podium interview stuff or anything like that. It doesn't freeze up anywhere else. It's just the races. So I think it is a problem with the game.
And do you feel extra pressure at Connor Sport? It must be difficult with your dad looking over your shoulder.
Look, it's F1. It's not possible
Dad's
for
not
me
doing
to feel
that.
any more pressure than I already
Dad
do.
doesn't even care about
So
it
no,
from
it's
her point of
not an
view.
issue.
Callie, have you felt any pushback from anyone in the F1 world, just with you being the first female driver in the sport?
No, everyone's been amazing, and I'm not the first. I'm just the latest.
Fair.
How's your brother? Are you really just keeping his seat warm?
You'd have to ask him that. But he is getting the help that he needs, and no, I have no intention of giving up this seat.
What happened out there between you and Aiden today?
It's just a mix-up. I thought he was letting me through on the entry, but he clearly had other ideas.
I
Right.
spoke to him earlier, and he said it was deliberate on your part. Any comment on that?
It was just a misunderstanding.
You've always gone by Mayor, and now you're in a team financed by your father, driving in your brother's seat. Which
Oh,
goes
look
back to
at
the
her.
name.
Should have expected it, right?
Yeah.
I thought you did.
It's not what I mean. I mean, I'm a woman. I get it. I'm happy to talk about it.
And what is it?
Well, it's always the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're a woman, and then every question about Dad, about
Yep.
Devon, about the butler, name.
Yeah.
Just forget about it.
Oh, I can never get away from it, can I?
I
The
said it
only
was going to
question
be
about
like
the race
this.
was about Aiden.
Well, maybe if we'd let it run a little longer, there would have been...
Casper, don't defend them.
Sorry, you're right.
Don't be hard on him, Callie. He gets it.
It's fine. I'll be faster next time.
It was always going to be like that, Cal.
Baku. Do you think she did it on purpose?
She did do it on purpose. Yeah. Check the footage.
So you didn't warm to her?
Fuck, Aiden.
We weren't the best of friends. No.
Well, of course not, but... There's no need to be like, no, just... Oh, Aiden. You're not doing yourself any favours, mate. You're not. You could have let her through a lot fucking sooner. You're Baku, you should know that, right?
Hey, Mum.
Callie, I couldn't be prouder, darling. Well done.
No. I love her mum,
thanks,
though.
Mum.
Her mum's cool.
It was a good race. Felt great out there.
Oh, it was a good race.
Oh, no, what is it?
What do you mean, what is it? What's what?
I can hear it in your voice, Mum.
she knows.
It was a good race.
No, it's nothing.
Go on.
No, it's just that you didn't do it on purpose, did you?
Oh, of course not.
When you clipped poor Aiden.
I can't believe you're even asking me.
Right?
Did you really raise your daughter to behave like that?
Oh, I'm really not sure.
What?
It was an accident, Mum. I'm hanging up.
Oh, of course it was. Bye, darling. Lots of love.
Oh. Come on, Evelyn. You should know your girl better than that. Was their own teammate to retire from the race? No, not really. The movie remains awash with speculation regarding the intent behind the collision. But what really happened? This is my understanding it could have been something more. What? Why? Why does no one fucking realise that Aiden was fucking almost not even halfway down the fucking straight and he could have let her through? Jeez. I suppose it was team order, and Mayer herself said in a post-race interview that simply thought Jackson was letting her pass on entry. Fans will enjoy speculating, but I struggle to see it as anything other than a genuine mix-up. Look at the footage again and you might even see Jackson moving to block her. I said that. I said that. The Connor Smart conundrum. Haha. Jackson claimed it was deliberate on Maya's part. Yeah, right. And so anymore when pressed, but presumably thinks she was so hungry to make an impact that she'd gladly drive into her own teammate. You're a fucking idiot, Aiden. I swear to God. You're an idiot and you're not doing yourself any fucking favors. I doubt we'll ever hear more from her on the matter. She's already developed a bit of a reputation as being abrupt after team principal Casper Ackerman appeared to cut her press time short, sitting up to the camera and escorting you back to the garage. Why would you? Of course, because you were fucking just pestering her over fucking meaningless rubbish. Because the press are vultures like that. She knew it going in, but it was like, it probably, yeah. Jackson's fault, if anything, I agree. I'm sure Devin Butler will have something to say about that. I don't think so. Oof. Right? What's that about? What do you think it was about? Work it out. Amazing how far you can get in life with rich enough parents. Well, only her dad. I don't think. Well, I don't know if her mum is. I'm sure she is because she like took divorce settlement and everything. You do know her parents are divorced, right? You do know that? I'd be interested to see which Connor Sport teammate came out on top. Well, Callie was, because she was probably quicker at that point. Does anyone really think she would have done better than 6th? He would have done better than 6th. Fastest lap, no problem. So they mentioned they're this thing with the fastest lap. It's like it's an important thing for you to do. It's strange. Can't escape the Butler family wrath. With Devin gone awkward. Doubtful. I think this showed the risk of putting a rookie in there. She made a bad judgment call, but why would she intentionally force her own teammate off the track? It's fair. No. To put him in his place, I don't know. These Butlers or Bayers like to play mind games. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. After one race, right. Someone is really devoted to Devin. The interview requests are still flying in. It's all very encouraging, but we need to figure out how to manage your time. However, one or two people seem to be under the impression your interview was cut short, which isn't a great look. Well, duh. Just a quick one. I've got a few media types I could introduce you to that might benefit you in the long run if you develop a relationship. I presume you'll be home the week of Silverstone. It'd be a perfect opportunity to arrange a lunch or two. No pressure, I know you're busy, but I know how helpful it can be to have allies in the press. We know you had to make a few genetic fittings today, so thanks for that. All the parts are measured for ready for the next race. It's important to be feeling right. I mean, look after the car is making the car comfortable for you. Oh. Aiden's an idiot. I love him, but he's an idiot. At times, he is an idiot and he lets himself down. That's one of them. I'm not going to turn on the guy, because I actually really like him. But there's times where he doesn't help himself. And that was one of them. For sure.
Hey, boss. Got another one for you.
Constable should take part in the feature article from the Leading Motorsport website. Senior management and the drivers have been requested to attend a photo shoot with interview after the upcoming Austrian Grand Prix. There's an issue though. Callie is refusing to attend due to Davidoff's attendance. Well, we need to... If it is complicated, I think that would be the best to let her sit this one out. Besides, she has a lot of press attention already. Perhaps the focus on the Constable management team might turn things around a little. Her mum or someone did say that. Attendance to the shoot is non-negotiable, both Aiden and Callie. I appreciate the delicate of the situation in the interest of letting Callie shine. We'll tell Davidoff he cannot attend, whatever his reaction. Yes, I think we should. I think we should do that. Yeah. Your old friend and F1 driver journalist Lucas Weber has been in touch. He's keen to do a piece on what it takes to be a team principal. I know you and Lucas have a good relationship, but the PR department is concerned that your history and friendship is so well known that amongst the fans they will think it is part of a puff piece and will dismiss it outright. How would you like to proceed? Who cares? Fucking do it, that's what I say. Lucas is a professional. I know he isn't afraid to ask the hard questions, and I would expect nothing less from him. It's a risk, but I think the coverage will be good. Let's ask Lucas if there's anyone else from his team who can fill in for him. That way we can get coverage. Lucas's publication gets the interview and everyone is happy. Yeah, I don't think he'll mind that. I don't think he'll mind that at all. Yeah, I don't think he'll mind that. Jackson hasn't been shy about his issues, but after one fucking race, dude, give her a break.
Andrea, you seen this latest article doing the rounds today? 3 weeks later, and the press are still going with narrative of the rivalry at Connorsport. Still,
they just need an angle for
yeah.
Silverstone. Paid no attention.
Yeah.
But they're right, aren't they? It's not like Callie and Aiden are suddenly treating each other like teammates.
They just need time.
Yep.
It took me a while to warm to Aiden back in.
To be fair, yeah.
Well, that's because you were a grumpy old man.
Yeah. Well, some things never change, I guess.
Ha! Now you're just grumpier and older. I'll leave you to it.
Casper's got a point. Casper's got a point. It does take a while to warm up to Aiden because Aiden is so hit or miss. You know, but I think once you get to kind of deal with him and, you know, make him feel comfortable, it's like he's not that bad. It's one of those like moments of his that don't help him. And this is since Baku, his comments that the move is deliberate, and then we need to look at the footage to see what he means. Don't know what fucking footage you're watching, pal, but it's not the same on our side. Connorsport is a real issue managing the personalities of their drivers. Butler was well known for his larger-than-life personality and proactive comments off the track, but since leaving, their driver problems have only continued. This has led to some dismay that the issue is less with Butler and more with Jackson. Kind of. I mean, Callie's done nothing wrong so far. In the case, the Connorsport rivalry continues and... yeah. Still no sign of Devon, no word for Connorsport on any potential return. Butler's also been uncharacteristically quiet on social, leading to most to presume that he won't race again, which will make the Imola his last race of his career. So Butler's fans find themselves in limbo, and it doesn't look like Butler will return, but neither has his retirement been formally acknowledged. Everyone got so obsessed with the signing of Mayer that it was never quite acknowledged the loss of one of its biggest personalities. Although no formal announcement has been made, most fans are working on the assumption that, provided by Connorsport Insider, that Butler has an alleged problem with his hearing. Well, if people are starting to figure out, you might as well mention it at this point. As Ford's turned to Silverstone for legendary drivers and drivers who have graced the airfield over the years, but one name looms larger than the rest, that of Jim Clark, the Scottish champion who is arguably the greatest British driver of all time. A shy superstar made headlines on both sides of the Atlantic. We lost Clark ahead of his time when he still had so much to offer the sport and the world in general. In his time in sport, he won 2 drivers' championships and was also a prolific competitor in other classifications. Not bad for a one-time farm man who only raced on the side. Right? Although unlike some of the more modern additions to the F1 calendar, older tracks are often a throwback to as time goes by. A time gone by, where curious locations are reinforced to become racetracks. Refitted. Oh, I cannot read. Silverstone is about the most famous example. Back in the Second World War, RAF Silverstone was an air base for the British war effort, specifically training would-be pilots. After what the lane is used for some time before being reactivated or by locals of the racetrack. In fact, it's 3 former runaways that used to lie in the centre of the circuit. After more recent developments, they now intersect. It hosted the first ever Grand Prix back in 1950 and has been an essential part of the sport ever since. Speculation already with future of Jackson and Consport. I don't know where he's going to go at this point. I don't remember a time where we didn't speculate over his future, to be honest. He's right. How much is the future of Consport as a team and I am a Jackson as a driver? Oh. I've got a chance to get mine. Gonna miss the atmosphere. Yeah, it is one of the best experiences of all time. It depends where you are and who you interact with, probably more these days, though. Just turn the volume up on your TV really high. Same thing, right? But there is something from hearing loss. Can't trust everything you read, mate. Well, I wouldn't go that far. The narrative around Motorsport has not changed. These two drivers do not get on with each other. Not quite what Ackerman had in mind when he brought Mayer on board, right? Of course they're going to be rivals. Everyone expects teammates to be best friends. Well, Schumacher and Massa would be a prime example of it can work. Hamilton and Rosberg, please. No. Guessing not. It's going to be another fascinating season. No one's really bothered about the fact that Red Bull are dominating. I refuse to watch him talk about the... Dude, get a grip. Come on, man. There's still some focus in the press on the rivalry at Consport. Anything we can do to play down that angle in our dealings in the media would really help. It also would help if Jackson wasn't a complete idiot at times. Just not happy with the situation, but it all comes down to Aiden and Callie's actions on the track. On and off the track. I'm taking media outlets offering alternative narratives. It would be great if you could play all this down if the media asks. You need to talk to Callie and Aiden. I don't know how delicate the situation is. It's not delicate, it's just Aiden being an idiot. Really. He discussed the possibility of telling Aiden and Callie about the terms of contract with Davidoff. It might stop the infighting and give us all something to focus on. He's got a point there. Because they don't know the stakes. It would be good to keep it between us, but we can't risk getting out of hand. Unity is paramount right now. You know how much this team means to me. He does. He actually really does care. No signs of rain at the moment. It's Silverstone. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain, dude. All right. So yeah, Aiden was actually from London, which I didn't know because I mentioned he was from Northampton when he won the Italian Grand Prix. So, which probably would make sense, you know. Northampton is near the British Grand Prix, so I guess that makes sense. Here we go again.
What is Aiden's problem?
Okay, we'll have a word.
He's just being Aiden.
He's been so late into these corners. I have no space out here.
Yeah, we'll talk to him, Kelly.
Yeah, you better.
This is still about Baku, isn't it?
Right? Oh. It's just Aiden being Aiden. You've got to give him a minute. Someone have a word with him for goodness sake. The thing is, Aiden needs to be talked to. This was the same in Breaking Point 1. Why is he being so fierce over 15th place? Idiot. My version of Aiden Jackson in the story is a lot nicer. A lot nicer. Well, I don't think Aiden's a bad gang at school. it's just a plonker, as I said in the breaking point 1. Like, both guys were plonkers. Aiden is doing that still now. Yeah, do not let Jackson pass. Yeah, give him a taste of his own medicine. Fair enough. Fair enough. So Callie didn't come in wanting like problems. We know Devin is a stirrer. It's what he does. But Callie wasn't doing anything. She wasn't going in trying to instigate anything. I'm going to assume Devin has rarely ever talked to her. But I think in the last interview they did, it was like, oh, you have to ask him that. So it's almost like they're not talking. It's almost like there's a bit of a... I don't mean bad blood in a sense that, you know, it's like beef, I guess they call it, right? Callie's probably a little bit like, oh, you know... She probably feels like he's the favourite, and she's, you know, because like she said before she signed, you know, like Dad took Devin and focused on him and didn't give me nothing. So that obviously leaves a bit of resentment for Devin as well. I had to put my headset on charge.